Hi friends, and happy Monday. I've received quite a few messages recently asking about the current Yosemite Valley conditions with this year's record snowfall and recent flooding. So this week I'm checking out the park for myself, and I'm bringing you along with me to see how the record snowpack is currently affecting some of the most popular spots in Yosemite Valley. Come join me and let's see how things are looking right now. If you're new here to Flying Dawn Marie, as a travel blogger, every Monday I take you on an adventure. I share full detailed blog posts on my website, flyingdawnmarie.com, and my YouTube videos bring you along for a virtual visit. So make sure to turn on notifications, like and subscribe, and let's explore together. I have a full blog post and YouTube video on Wildcat Falls and the Cascades. Now, right now, I'm not taking the trails. They just simply wouldn't be accessible or safe. But from the parking area, you can hear and see these waterfalls raging. Wildcat Falls and the Cascades, seen here, are the first two waterfalls you most often see if you're taking the Arch Rock entrance into Yosemite Valley. This spring, they are really raging, and you can see from this video 2 springs ago, most visitors just miss them on their way into the park because often they are simply a gentle trickle, but not right now. Even outside of the park boundaries, along Highway 140, you get a sense of why they call this the Mighty Merced, as the water is overflowing along the banks here. If you're feeling adventurous, Orr's River Rafting and Zephyr Whitewater Expeditions take you just outside of Yosemite National Park's boundaries along the wild Merced River for Class 3 and 4 whitewater rafting. This time of year, the rapids are really flowing. You can see numerous cascading waterfalls from the river's edge. Yosemite Valley has already experienced spring closures this year due to flooding. In fact, you can expect potential valley closures here if the Merced River is forecasted to exceed 10 feet at the Pohono Bridge, and if roads and other critical infrastructure are in danger of flooding here. While Yosemite Falls is North America's tallest multi-tier waterfall, a lesser-known waterfall here in Yosemite National Park is Ribbon Falls. Now, it is often dry, but this is the tallest single-tier waterfall in the country, and it's spectacular to see right now. This fall drops over 1,600 feet on the west side of El Capitan, making it the longest single-drop waterfall in North America. And because it's fed by melting winter snow, it's dry much of the year, but right now is the perfect time to see it for yourself. The Valley Loop Trail is incredible, where it meanders near the roaring Merced. Now, if you're planning an upcoming trip to Yosemite, it's incredibly important to visit the official Yosemite NPS website for the most up-to-date park information, as conditions and closures could be changing daily during May and into June as the water changes and flooding is likely throughout the valley in multiple areas.
The Yosemite Valley Swinging Bridge was replaced with a permanently fixed bridge in 1964 after repeated flooding damage, and this year you get a feel for how dangerous it could be with the waters so high at this famous bridge.
Decades ago, the original Yosemite Valley Swinging Bridge was taken out, and this sturdy bridge was put in its place due to flooding. Now this year, the water is incredibly high, and in the past, I've actually stood down on the sand where there's barely any water, and now you can't even imagine a beach was once in this area. And of course, Yosemite Falls is really flowing from this spot.
As you can see from this clip, sometimes the water's incredibly low. In fact, Nate is shooting this video of me from the sand below. Even during mild winters, you won't see much water flowing in this area, but that is completely different this spring after the incredible record-breaking snow we had. The water is just a few feet beneath you on the bridge, and Yosemite Falls is raging directly in front of you.
I love exploring the waterways inside this park, but the river here is clearly running very high right now, so please don't go in it or even approach the river too closely, as the currents are extremely dangerous. A great way to recreate responsibly right now is to keep a safe distance from the water's edge as you enjoy the park. If you saw my fall firefall post, well, this is the area we shot it. Or should I say, downstream. The entire trail area is covered with water, but you can see that Horsetail Falls is really flowing right now.
It's really something to look back at some of my past Horsetail Fall adventures and see how much lower the water normally is here, and also how much calmer and quieter it can be. I've seen it in the winter, spring, and summer, smooth like glass, but these are not the conditions you'll see right now.
Spring in Yosemite is spectacular, especially when the waterfalls are roaring. But the incredible snowpack currently melting means that some areas in Yosemite Valley may be inaccessible for periods in May and June, and some of the popular summer roads to Mariposa Grove, Glacier Point, and Tioga will likely be opening later in the year than they usually do. I've walked this beautiful meadow wooden boardwalk in front of Yosemite Falls so many times with the spring wildflowers, the waterfall flowing, the winter snow, but never have I seen it flooded like this.
The Sentinel and Cook's Meadow boardwalks make for a beautiful valley stroll when the path isn't flooded. I've even enjoyed the snow-covered boardwalk trail in the winter on my way to Lower Yosemite Falls, and I've watched the wildflowers bloom here in the spring. The path is still beautiful in the summer when the waterfall dries up, and it's hard to beat walking with the fall breeze here. But the current flooding conditions are a truly incredible sight to see.
While the water in the valley is certainly high now and still rising, multiple signs found throughout the valley mark flood levels from January 1997. Now, these signs mark the worst flood in Yosemite's modern history. This 100-year flood stranded over 2,100 park visitors and caused extensive damage to vehicles, trails, facilities, and bridges along the way in this area.
Another spot where you can see the historic 1997 floodwater level line is Yosemite Valley's Valley View. And interestingly, right now, just off the parking area, there's safety and caution tape because the water is flowing so close to the edge and the parking area. It's incredible to look at my past adventures here in winter with other snows and see how close to the water's edge you could safely enjoy the view. I almost always visit this spot on my Yosemite Valley adventures, and it's beautiful and easily accessible all times of year. So during winter, spring, summer, or the fall season, Valley View is a must-stop spot on any Yosemite visit.
While the higher elevation areas like Glacier Point and Tioga Pass are still completely covered with heavy snow, Yosemite Valley is quickly turning green with the snow melt flowing down from the high peaks, making for a stunning spring view here.
It really wouldn't be spring in Yosemite Valley if we didn't make a stop at Lower Yosemite Falls. And you can hear the water raging as you take the trail along Lower Yosemite Falls Trail. And when you get up close to the waterfall, well, right now, prepare to get drenched. And just for reference, while the water is raging here now, this is the exact same spot last February, where you got a beautiful waterfall, but not a ton of water. And this is last August, when there was barely a trickle flowing down. And another popular waterfall that's raging right now has to be Bridalveil Fall. In fact, this waterfall is often considered one of the most visible throughout Yosemite Valley during the spring months. But when the water isn't flowing, it looks like just a trickle, and it can completely dry out by fall, so plan your visit here accordingly. Of course, one of the best places to view Bridalveil Fall, in my opinion, has to be Tunnel View, so we have to make a stop there. Tunnel View has long been a favorite with park visitors, with its views of Bridalveil Fall and El Cap. But if you look to the right, you can see Silver Strand Falls, perhaps one of the most overlooked waterfalls due to its position behind the Tunnel View overlook. Much of the year, this waterfall runs dry, so right now is an excellent time to see it as you take in the stunning Tunnel View views.
Thank you so much for joining me this week in Yosemite National Park. For more information, see my full blog post at flyingdawnmarie.com, where I have an entire Yosemite section with over 24 dedicated posts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. And until next week, I hope you find adventure and encouragement wherever you go. Bye.